Today I want to tell you about something pretty cool I did this week. On Thursday I went to a workshop that was taught by Jessica Hische, who is probably my all-time favourite designer slash letterer. I know a lot of you guys watching might not be designers, so maybe you haven't heard of her, but Jessica Hische is pretty much a rock star in the design world, and I'm sure that even if you haven't heard her name, you've probably seen some of her work floating around the internet because it's all absolutely amazing. She does the most incredible lettering I've ever seen, and actually looking at her work is what inspired me to start getting into lettering myself. I went along to the workshop with my good friend Fem, who you would have seen in my weekly vlog that I posted earlier in the week, and we were both pretty nervous and didn't know what to expect or how much we were supposed to have done already on the project, but it turned out we didn't need to worry at all because what Jessica did was take us through her process from start to finish and show us how she approaches lettering. The project for the workshop was to create a monogram made of 2 letters, first sketched on paper and then vectorising it on the computer and making it digital. I picked up tons of tips on the vectorising side of things, and that's really going to help me make my workflow in Illustrator a lot faster, but personally I found the most valuable part of the day was the sketching advice. She taught us about starting a sketch with the skeleton of the letter, so that's just the basic structure, then going in and adding the thicks and thins, which is the body, and then adding the clothes, which is like the decorations, so any little flourishes or swashes or little added bits like that. It actually sounds pretty obvious that that's the way you'd approach lettering when you say it like that, but before the workshop I was definitely guilty of thinking about everything all at once and trying too hard to think of the final sketch and not just letting things flow and letting the sketch happen gradually, I guess. Going through that process with her was so valuable, and especially getting her feedback on our sketches, and I think it's definitely changed my approach to lettering. I think that my favourite thing that she taught us though was this really wacky sketching technique that's kind of hard to explain, so I'll insert a clip of it. But basically you're holding your pencil on an angle as you're forming the letter, and that helps you work out where the thicks and thins would be and really helps you shape the letter in the most natural way, and it's just a much quicker way of sketching. This is the final monogram that I created. It's not perfect, in fact far from it, but that's okay. It was awesome to learn from Jessica, and I'm really excited to apply everything I learned to my lettering going forward and just keep on improving, I guess. The workshop was so great, and if you're a fellow designer and you ever get a chance to go along to a workshop of hers, then definitely take up the chance, or even just if there's a conference nearby where she's speaking, go along to it because she is one inspiring lady. It was a really fun and super nerdy day talking about letters and how they're formed, and I just love stuff like that. I hope you found this interesting to hear about, and I'm thinking that maybe once I've refined my lettering process a little bit more and practiced and gotten a bit better, maybe I could do a video about my process if that's something you'd be interested in. Let me know down below if you'd like to see that. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already so that you can be told when I make a new video. Next week I have a very special DIY coming up, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you then. Bye!